Two-man game, TMG, get the news fast, AMG, game of two boxes. Name two boxers that hit as hard as this. Yeah, we're cutting to the truth, no there ain't no narrative. Eyes up on the cup this year, hear the stadium erupt this year. For my team, TMG. Two-man game, TMG, get the news fast, AMG, game of two boxes. Name two boxers that hit as hard as this. Yeah, we're cutting to the truth, no there ain't no narrative. Eyes up on the cup this year, hear the stadium erupt this year. For my team, TMG.
Welcome to episode 77 of the Two-Man Game.
TMG!
We're pleased to have 77. What does that represent?
Oh, here we go. The guy that's not going to win an NBA championship. The guy that's also going to, if he does win a championship, going to win it after Mbappe wins the Champions League.
Oh, are you sure? After Mbappe went to...
So Mbappe's going to prove to be the golden one.
He stayed at PSG. I was so happy when he stayed at PSG, but that's an episode for another...
He proved to be the one, the difference maker.
What?
At PSG. Don't worry.
He's been there.
This is now his team.
What does he mean?
He's now his
so
team.
he's a GM?
He's not a GM. He's whoever his dad is confident.
I'm gonna retake.
What happened?
It was your Mac.
Wow, it was good. Yo.
Yeah, your Mac's got no...
Yo.
Now your Mac's on. It's good.
That was a good start as well.
That was a steady start still.
Yeah.
I'll replicate the rest, fine.
Yeah.
I'm an actor.
You got this one.
Ooh.
Two-man game?
Two-man game, TMG, get the news fast, AMG, game of two boxes. Name two boxers that hit as hard as this. Yeah, we're cutting to the truth, no there ain't no narrative. Eyes up on the cup this year, hear the stadium erupt this year. For my team, TMG.
Welcome to episode 77 of the Two-Man Game podcast.
TMG!
With JA and
Melo.
with our special guest today,
You know what time it is, man.
C-Lass.
SK. You know.
SK.
SK, yes, the initials, you know.
Sounds like a rapper.
Yeah, SK.
You're the worst rapper though.
SK from the ends, from the block.
Yeah, bro. Trust me, made the trip down. You guys TMG been ducking me, man.
What are we ducking?
You're ducking me, man. I've been asked to come up here, chop it up with the fellas.
Hey,
we
ducking me, man. But you know, y'all can run no more.
See
So.
that?
We ain't no Canelo.
We're not ducking no one.
Alright, cool.
We run up the chimney. We don't duck no smoke.
Alright.
We run up the chimney.
I'm with it all in it. So yeah, let's.
We've been meaning to have you on anyway. You've been asking and you've been requesting, and we've been meaning to have you on. We know that you're a busy man with a busy schedule. And obviously we've had Timo on here recently, so I know that you two, your schedules never really match.
They never aligned.
They never aligned, so we know we couldn't get you on earlier than that. You have to give some time to prepare.
Hey,
What does 77 mean to you?
Oh, it's episode 77. You know, it means the young star, Luca legend, the Wonder Boy, Hallelujah. This guy.
Even blasphemy.
Hallelujah. That's just Hallelujah. That's what they call it. That's what they call it. You see where he dropped 42, 5 and 8. That boy is special. He's unfortunate.
So this your boy, Doncic.
Yeah, Doncic.
What about you? The same time
No.
Resident
It means for him, this guy's a big Lance Stevenson.
Yo, but I said it though. Did I not say like Stevenson when he came back to the was it Indiana?
Yeah.
And I'm not a basketball man, but I told her like, yo, what is
The
that?
only reason they
He's
know
back.
that Lance is probably in the blogs. He just was doing something.
I just saw that Lance was having some good rep.
He wears 77 as well.
Oh, yeah, where's the one?
Okay, but for me, 77 represents the guy that's not going to win an NBA championship. The guy, even if he does, he's going to win a championship after the actual guy, the actual wonder kid. The only wonder kid in sports that matters. And he proved that by signing the biggest contract in football history. That is Kylian Mbappe.
Do you know the details of the contract?
I haven't looked into him too tough, but
All I know is that
That's the biggest football contract.
I heard he had a mil a week.
$1 million a week after tax.
Wow.
Signing bonus is like 264 million.
But it's not that as crazy as you think because they say that James Harden's contract in his last year is like 57 mil.
That's
Where the currency conversion is a bit nuts.
currency conversion and without the bonuses that Mbappe has.
Have I got bonuses then?
That contract, the way they break it down, I don't think it includes his goal bonuses, his assist bonuses. His appearance bonus is probably 100k, bro.
What's the Liga saying about that though?
Huh?
What's the Liga saying about
So
that?
I might even get the next man just to look at his contract, even his contract won't be 100% accurate.
They won't get that. They can't get the details accurate unless the contract gets released. And plus,
Football leaks.
yeah, that's the only way you're gonna get the contract.
But
And that contract is gonna be so watertight, so you don't know the details.
Put it this way, like I said, well, at least we estimate the appearance fee for every game he plays, 100k. Assist bonus probably like
I'm gonna bench him.
his assist bonus be like 100k. Goal
What
bonus,
happens if he gets injured?
that's why I said, hold on, let's forget it. Goal bonus probably like 100k. Unused substitute probably like 50k.
What?
Winning the Champions League probably like another 5 mil.
Wait, you get paid for being on your subject?
That's what I'm thinking. What? There's bonuses for being on
You get bonus for anything, bro. I mean, you pay for manager. Yeah, when's the last time you paid for
I haven't
manager?
paid it since 2018. Or
I
something.
paid like 2015, 16. There was unused substitute back then.
There was only a substitute fee.
Yeah.
I can't remember that.
Was this just with Premier League teams or was it?
Well, I was managing many English teams, but you could have got. I'm sure other teams across the board had it as well.
So that means you just
His release clause, hey, probably like 1 billion. G.
Pepe probably got Pepe getting bare peas on the unused substitute.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good player still.
Probably get at least 10 to 20k for not getting paid.
That's on top of the normal wage.
Yeah, like there's bare fees, bro. That's what I say. So like my brother made a tweet. No, Mbappe's made the Mbappe project mean something completely different to what it meant.
Hey, what Mbappe's done? No, but what?
It really meant a lot. And now with his contract, like guys, if you have kids, guys, girls, whatever, but bring them to me. Go get sports.
You know, anyway,
Young plug
you
there,
know
you
what?
know.
Football is a free market, and eventually a free market will regulate itself. There's no way everyone can get the Mbappe deal. Mbappe deal is exclusive to Mbappe.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. No one,
Only certain people are even. In fact, even with all these incentives, I'm pretty sure when Messi and Ronaldo are going to probably take home more money than him.
from football.
Not
I
from football,
doubt
in
this.
general.
In general, maybe, but in football, no. I don't.
No, in
from,
football.
From football alone, no. He's the highest paid footballer in the world, G.
Yeah, but in general, as in
Free
from
of
endorsements, Mbappe isn't as marketable
Yet.
yet
Yeah, that's
as
true.
as the other
what Melo
two.
said is true. Yeah.
But the thing is, where Mbappe,
He's not even as marketable as Neymar.
yeah, name is probably not. Yeah, it's true. But what Mbappe deal is basically if Messi wanted to leave Barcelona at the age of 25,
He's going to go to Chelsea.
he would have got a similar deal, relative to the time.
Yeah.
If Ronaldo, I don't know if Ronaldo became the highest paid player when he left Real Madrid for United. So he left United for Real Madrid. But all those great players, if R9 left in the peak of his powers, or when he was 23, 40,
How much was that?
if Zidane left when peak of his powers, those play Cruyff,
Zidane
Maradona.
was
It's
not
true.
getting
There's just
the
a
man.
lot more money in the game.
If Pele
Zidane
left,
wasn't getting the man.
if Pele left
Pele
in the
wasn't.
peak of his powers, you'd have got a similar deal relative to
How
the
much was he
time.
earning back then? £100.
Who knows, man?
Well, you do that on purpose. This guy is something else.
£100 back then worth now is who knows what it is.
That's true.
100.
Adjusted
He
for
earned
inflation, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
100
But that's basically
Brazilian dollars.
that's basically what Mbappe is. Mbappe is, even though he may not become the best player of all time, I think probably might end up top
It's
10.
still worth it.
But hold on, let me finish. He's the best player available, basically. The best player at the right age. Because Messi and Ronaldo passed it. Neymar's not as good. Like, so Mbappe is the next best thing.
I'm not gonna put it. There's certain guys, you know, there's a guy I think that's better than him.
Before at this point in time, he's not seen as big.
Yeah, but there's a guy I believe that's better than him.
Mhm.
Obviously,
Hold
I think Foden is better than him. But Foden's story is gonna take is over time. Mbappe's an instant star.
on. Foden might game on in the Iniesta thing.
Yeah.
After time.
I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
after
I
time.
feel Foden. Oh, yeah, he's
It's
got
a
it, but I
longevity.
think
He's not a goal
he's young
scorer.
player. He was a young player of the
That's a
season this year,
reputation
but
one,
I
this
don't
year.
think he actually deserves that award this season.
Yeah, it was a reputation one.
So
But,
It's just because he is. You know when people acknowledge that, okay, this player is very good. He doesn't need to normally have a good season. It happened to certain guys that people want to name, and that's why certain people didn't win Ballon d'Ors in their past. But when you have a reputation,
yeah, so much.
I don't know who you.
Ronaldo won some Ballon d'Ors. He's seen that.
Yeah, Messi
And
won one as
Messi as well. Messi as well.
We're not really gonna get into that part.
But I'm not going to. But I'm saying in certain sports, your reputation sometimes means more
Precedes
than precedes you. So you don't even have to have such a good season, but because of your reputation and the fare you probably bring into your oppositions,
Yeah.
therefore it means more. And plus, when you're a good player, teams game plan for you. You shouldn't get the same stats as you did before. If you're game planning for someone appropriately,
Depends how great you are. For the great players.
but you still change the gravity of what's around you. Doesn't mean you might get the same stats.
Because I'm sure their game plan, obviously Foden, I don't think you
No.
won't reach Ronaldo Messi's level, but the game plan for against those guys was pretty much the whole game plan, and these guys are still putting the same numbers up every year.
Yeah, but it's true. But sometimes the players around you do better. Sometimes you have to defer. Remember 2015, 2016, when Neymar, Suarez, and Messi They were all putting up stats. Messi wasn't getting exactly the same stats as he was before, but everyone was eating.
Yeah.
Everyone. Sometimes you have to defer. You have to tell this done.
But still, Messi was like the main guy back then. Like he was the source.
I think
You
he
know
was
what
the
I'm
source,
saying?
and then Neymar was some good.
That's why
season.
Neymar even moved on because he wanted to have his own.
And he had to meet Mbappe. Hey, Neymar, underrated career.
I think people appreciate him when he's gone.
I think Neymar's career started to become underrated to an extent, but I still feel he hasn't fulfilled his potential.
He's underrated. His injuries, that's the only thing that's held him back.
Injuries, you could argue lack of appliance, dedication.
Fam, it's 100 goals for 3 different teams.
Yeah, he's done well, but what, as a guy that's watched Neymar's whole career, and as a guy that knows Brazilian football in and out, the predictions for Neymar was basically what Mbappe, all the treatment Mbappe's getting now, Neymar should have got. Neymar by now should have won a couple of Ballon d'Ors at least.
What do you know about that deal he came to Barcelona? He was getting paid off that deal.
No, you don't say the money wise he's achieved, but in terms of the accolades, the personal accolades, Neymar should have won at least 2 Ballon d'Ors. He should have been seen outright as the best player in the world for a couple of seasons. Like Neymar, after Messi, Ronaldo, even though they stayed on a lot longer than probably people thought that Neymar was supposed to take on him, basically Neymar's been skipped. Messi, Ronaldo, skipped Neymar, now Mbappe. In his defense, Messi, Ronaldo, arguably 1 or 2, and like I said, Mbappe, I think will become top 10 of all time. So we're up against that level
Of
of all time. So when you're up against that sort of competition,
Of your time.
all time.
There's no way.
These all-time.
That's a crazy shout.
Yeah, but these all-time rankings.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Okay, well, I'll let you.
Like when you're up against those sort of level players, they maybe just put your hands up. They're just better.
What has Mbappe told you to say that he's going to be top 10 all time?
I think you could. I said could, not would.
I
Do you
think
find it challenging to compare players between different time periods?
If you know they score, not really.
But you didn't live it. You didn't live it.
That's not true because I think football in certain sports that over time the evolution of the sport has changed so much. It's very hard.
Yeah, but
to
you
compare.
don't compare them. You know, name.
You're saying you compare them against their peers. You're saying that this guy was so much better than his
What you
peers.
do is it's a relative argument. You don't say, if flipping Pele and Bobby Chow, as they were, came into this generation.
No.
They don't do that. That's
We're doing it against their peers. You do it
against their peers. But if you want to do it, compare them to this modern stage, you give them all the benefits today's player have. All the training, all the nutrition. Basically, as a kid, the right argument to do is as a 16-year-old, that talent, well, as a youth player, whatever, depending on how good they are. Pele was a baller, best player in the world pretty much as a 17, 18-year-old. You get them into this generation, but they all have the same benefits. So they have the same tactical advice, they have the same nutritional advice, they have the same technology. They play football. Not playing football pigskin, which eventually gives you dementia. They're playing with the right boots, not playing boots that can't stand. You know what I mean? The pitches are perfect.
That's a lot of variables.
No, that's a variables. You have to give them. If you want to put them into this generation, compare them. That's the only way to have a fair
I
argument.
want to compare them like that. I compare them against their own peers.
There's 2 ways. You can have to do that, or you do the way I just explained. You can't just say, come into this generation from used to playing pigskin balls, all this other stuff, and say, come now. Of course they'll be inferior.
I think I'd agree. I'm leaning more towards Josh is saying, like comparing them to their peers, because what you're saying, Melo, yeah, like Josh said, there's a lot of variables, and like we don't know, like, okay, let's say Pele, yeah, your boy, his. Like, okay, you're saying, okay, cool, if he had the advice from coaches, if he had like the same training regime and stuff, but what do we know about his temperament? Do you know what I mean? He might not have taken to it. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's possible.
So it's a lot of variables. I think, yeah, probably comparing to the peers is probably
Compared to peers is his way. But what, like I said, that's the reason I explain that, because most people, when they try to compare them, they think, you just take them as they are and compare it to now. Obviously, the man has evolved, we got better. Like for the things I've mentioned, the benefit technology.
You think man has got better?
Technology, medicine, they run faster. Literally, it's
footballers now are athletes. But Pele was not an athlete.
Yeah, that's true. Like,
athletes.
just your own time in like what 1940.
Even Maradona,
I think what's his name? Nick Wright explained it perfectly. Like Jesse Owens wouldn't even qualify for
the
NCAA,
NCAA.
but he's one of the greatest athletes that has ever lived. Of course, because people have literally got faster, and the reason they got faster for the things I mentioned, nutrition, technology. So if you want to do that, the commercial I mentioned, or do the direct one, you have to give them all the advice. Because even if you take them back, people think if you take them back, people like Ronaldo and Messi will just clean it up. If they play the way the football that they play now, they won't. Because let me land, because they'll get kicked out of the tournament, bro. And for them, they'll be used to red cards. There's no cards, bro.
How would they be used to it if they were back then? They wouldn't know. They wouldn't know that.
If I was to do the other way around, say Messi want to come to Pele's era, you get kicked out, you'll be able to adapt.
I can't give that comparison because he's so different. That's like saying, okay, let's bring LeBron James to Bill Russell's era. He would just be dunking on dons. He'd just be jumping to the rim and just destroy. He would win like a 20 championships just because he's LeBron.
Potentially, but also he could get what's called brutalized physically that he's not used to.
True. It goes both
I like to think of